just give me a second. I need to get my waters ready. Everyone sit down. It's going to be a long speech. Goose. Hold on. Hold on. Take your shoes off. Unbutton your jackets, guys. It's going to be a long, long speech. I've known Lou for a long, long time. Okay, I just want to thank the Godfreys, my parents. It's a great weekend. I don't think you can ask for anything more than this. It's been absolutely fantastic. So, basically, since my brother Lou called me on New Year's Day to tell us that he got engaged, I've been thinking about this speech. By the time I'm done with this, you probably wish I spent some more time thinking about it. Because, as I said, it's long. I always knew how the speech would end. A little advice, saying how beautiful Maria looks, etc., but I wasn't sure how it would begin. So I decided to give you little glimpses of mine and Lou's life growing up. The way I remember them. They might not be factual, but it's the way I remember them, at least. But first, before I get too far, I'd like to thank my parents for moving from the Bronx to New City. Not because I didn't love the Bronx, but because it gave me and my brother our own bedrooms. When we were younger, we were like U.S. and Cuba. Close in proximity, but miles away in diplomatic relations. So I might as well start with the beginning. So if you will, please come back to my 3rd birthday party, which some of you here were at in our apartment in the Bronx. The date is November 7th, 1976. Mr. DJ. You see, it was supposed to be a big birthday party for me. I was turning 3, and that's a big deal. And it was also going to be the last birthday party where all the focus was on me. You see, in another 15 days or so, I was going to have a new sibling. But no. My new sibling decided to come early and show up on November 6th. And we all know who that was. Louis Steve Gabriel. So instead of one last day of me and nothing but me, it ended up being a little bit about me and a whole lot about some new kid on the block. After that, it was a typical brother relationship. Me beating on him and him laughing while I did it. And now I'm just going to give you a couple of other little stories about things that have happened to me and Lou. One year for my 9th birthday, one of my dad's sisters gave me and Lou Muhammad Ali boxing gloves. We basically told you can put them on, play with them, but that we couldn't box each other under no circumstances. Well, of course, the first time my parents went out for the night, it became fight night in the Bronx. With our grandmother a few rooms down, watching TV. This was our dance. We laced up the gloves, and boom, uppercut, and Lou had a bloody nose. That was the end of any of the planned fight nights in the Bronx. Thinking back on it, I realized it was karma coming back to Lou. You see, a few years earlier, Lou was thirsty for blood. And he bit my calf, and I bled like a a person gets bit by a shark. By the way, we cleaned up Lou so fast my grandmother never knew about it. I don't think my parents did until right now. There was another incident with boxing gloves. Lou was so bored with his 2nd grade class that he tried to beat up his teacher by bringing the gloves to school. Of course, I had to rat him out because I couldn't have the gloves taken away permanently. So there's also Lou and a knife, but we won't go there. Mom and Dad, this one's for you. There was a time my brother came back from college with an eyebrow ring and bleach blonde hair. Oh, and the eyebrow ring, I think he put it in himself, and it got infected really bad. My parents had to bring him to the doctor, get antibiotics and all. And is there any better way to celebrate Thanksgiving than going to the doctor's office? Of course, if you know my brother, he tends to get a little careless sometimes, especially when he's rushing trying to finish a project. Like the time in October of 1988 when he almost cut his hand off using a table saw. After he injured himself, me and my brother went to Game 2 of the Yankees vs. Padres World Series. I'm at the bat outside the great stadium waiting for my brother to show up, And here he comes, with his hand in a cast like this, wearing a beat-up flannel and beat-up jeans, an old man ski hat on top of his head, 2 plastic bags. If you didn't know better, you would think he was homeless. In my 30-plus years of going to Yankee games, I've never seen anyone not get frisked before in my life. The security said, "Please pass." And my brother did. Then there was a time my brother went to Greece with all new clothes and my mom bought him so he could see their relatives. So my brother, instead of putting them in a hotel room or somewhere safe, he hid them under a rock on the beach. And of course they got stolen. But after that, things started to change a little bit. He got working in a gallery. He ran the New York City Marathon under 3 hours, which is one of my proudest moments as a big brother. Gave a ridiculously good speech at my wedding. Moved to LA, stumbled a little bit, got his feet back under him, met Maria, and that brings us to where we are today. Maria, please don't want you to think that we forgot about you. But there's a lot of us on our side of the family and never thought we'd be here for Lou's wedding. As we all know, Lou has his ways. He's like his high school senior yearbook noted, is one of a kind. We always knew that it would take a special woman to accept him, and obviously you are that woman. Since you guys have been together, you've got my brother to actually eat once a day, shower every once in a while, and even get his clothes clean. From the bottom of my family's heart, thank you so much. Maria and Louis, a lot of people are going to try to give you advice about how to have a happy marriage. And most of it's going to be hogwash because every marriage is different. But if I may, I'd like to give you just one piece of advice from the great British philosophers of Jagger and Richards. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might just find you get what you need. So everyone, let's raise our glasses. Health and happiness to Louis and Maria.